Hey everyone, Jody Deane here, and in this video I am going to be talking about whether to continue in a relationship on what to do when you're having a spiritual awakening and your significant other isn't. Okay, so they're having a different kind of experience to you. Basically, you're having a profound awakening on some level in your mental, emotional, psychological, spiritual realm. You're taking your power back, you're walking your path, you're on your personal development journey, your spiritual growth journey. You're having lots of things happen, and yet your partner is not, your significant other isn't, and how to deal with that, what to do. Okay, so and I'm going to cover some of the common things that happen, challenges that you might be facing. So welcome to this channel if you haven't already. This is Jody Deane, Flow Ninja. I help you with your spiritual awakening, with navigating your soul purpose, and with full expression of who you are in all your unique authenticity. Wow, that was a bit of a mouthful. Got it out. Anyway, here I am. Yes, if you do like this video, please do give it a like and, of course, share and subscribe. All right, now let's get into it. So, yes, many of us on spiritual paths and also in the beginnings of our awakenings, of our healing journeys, of our personal growth adventures, we have this challenge where we find ourselves, we're in a relationship, and that's usually going to be a love relationship with a significant other, and we find ourselves in a quandary where we're having this deep experience. We're having a different kind of route show up for us in our lives, where we're finding new meaning, we're finding ourselves in a healing crisis, we're finding ourselves going deep down the spiritual path, opening up to meditation, opening up to consciousness dimensions, etc., 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 wherever you are. And of course, this is a massive, spectrum of different possibilities, potentials, and experiences. And yet, the person that we're with, it might be our life partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, husband, wife, spouse, right? Whoever that is, right? That person, right? That's your person, your rock. They are not having the same thing going on that you are. And so you might be wondering, what do I do about it? Hey, Jody, what do I do here? Right? What do I do here? Or what will I do here if I get to that point, Jody? And look, I'm not here to tell you what to do, because your specific situation, right? In this video, I'm not here to tell you what to do, because in your specific situation, it's going to be very unique and different. So that's something that you might want to get some guidance around. And of course, you can book a call with me if that's something that feels right for you. You can ask a question in the comments as well. I read all the comments and I do respond. So, there are options, of course, right? There are options. And, it's going to be different for everyone. Okay. So these are more general tips and some kind of general pointers and advice that, could be applicable to your situation, but may not be applicable to your situation. And that's where, experience, wisdom, discernment come in to kind of get a hold of, get a handle on where you're actually at and what's right for you, right? Because you are unique and your situation is unique. And it's very specific to you and where you are on your path, and God knows where the planets are and what's going on in the world and what's going on in your partner's world and everything else, right? So it's so specific and unique. So, with that said, let's get into the nitty gritty here, okay? Disclaimer, right? Let's get into the nitty gritty. So you could be, right in the beginning, right in the start of this journey. And if you are, well, I salute you. It's brave, it's courageous. You're going against the grain potentially. You're moving forward and away from maybe something that's toxic, life, patterns, ancestral trauma, etc. And you're wanting growth, you're wanting healing, you're wanting change, you're wanting shift. And that's amazing. You are awesome for pursuing that and wanting that for yourself, wanting to shift, wanting to go into a new way, a new path, right? And cast away the old, right? The snake's skin, that which no longer serves, that which is no longer beneficial for you or never was, but you just didn't realize it because maybe you didn't value yourself enough. Maybe you didn't value life enough. Maybe you just wanted to keep your eyes closed because it was scary, right? It was, I don't want to look at this stuff, right? It's so big. It's nasty monsters. Okay. Coming from more of a, we go through this in the growth, the growth movement from a child, being a child. We're all, we all start off as babies and growing up, and we all grow up at different rates, and we grow up within certain spheres, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, at different rates, right? Hormonal, psychological, energetic. We grow at different rates. And so you might be, growing physically very fast, but actually mentally very slowly, or you might be growing mentally very fast, but emotionally not so fast, or spiritually evolving very quickly, but perhaps mentally not, right? So your mind is not caught up with where you are in the spirit realm. And so everyone is different, right? It's all such a broad spectrum. We're all so different. And that's also really important to understand and get a handle on where you're at on all of that. So wherever you are, you might be experiencing a range of phenomena, right? So, but if you're starting out on this journey, I salute you, as I said. And you may find, right, okay, well, look, this person I'm with, they're not there. They're somewhere else. They're in their world, right? They're in a place of maybe a stuckness. Maybe they're just really happy with their life the way it is, with their job or with their not job, or their business, with their position in life, position in society, position in the family. And they don't want to change. They don't want change, right? And so you're like, oh my God, no, you see, I just, I'm doing these affirmations and I'm doing these meditations and I'm going to therapy and I'm getting healed and I'm having these experiences of expansion and growth and it's amazing. And yet my partner isn't. And that's like, what do I do with that, right? What do I do with that? Because they're not there. And they may be supportive, but they're just not there, right? And so you also have to ask, does that work for me, right? What's working for you on the grander scheme of things? And of course, you may have kids as well in the mix. And if you have kids, well, that's a whole other conversation as well, because that's you are the structure, you are the house that they, get to expand in. And if your house divides, well, that's potentially very traumatic, as it was for me as a child. My story is kind of like, still recovering from that traumatic experience that was particularly heartbreaking for me. But everyone experiences that differently as well, according to many different factors. So maybe in the beginning here of this journey, your partner isn't. Okay, so what to do? Well, you can have a conversation about it. You can literally just have a conversation. Hey, I'm on this growth journey now. I'm doing these things. These things are lighting me up. I'm letting go of these toxicity things. And this is where I am. Where are you at? And maybe they go, well, I'm not there. I'm not there, darling. I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm somewhere else, darling. I am not in this, darling. And they may kind of go, well, actually, I find it weird. I'm a bit worried about you. They might go, it's cool, just proceed, it's fine, I support you. Or they might be like, oh my God, you're going crazy. You're actually a crazy person now, doing these crazy things like rituals and, I don't know, working with crystals or Reiki or something. It's all crazy. You're a witch or you're a wizard or you're a scary person doing scary things now. And I don't know what that is anymore. And I'm not sure I like you anymore or like this part of you, right? Because it's also a part, right? They're expressed in parts, right? It's not a whole thing becomes we're a spiritual thing and we're still like, cuddling, we're still that person where we cuddle and we're intimate and caring and compassionate or whatever. We're still that person that, does the dishes, right? Doing the dishes, or making food, right? Or cleaning, or I don't know, right? Shopping or whatever, right? We're doing that, right? You can't be doing rituals all the time, right? You can't be doing affirmations all the way. You can be, but it's kind of a bit crazy. But you can't be, I don't know, doing Reiki all the time, or doing God knows what all the time. So the thing is that these are kind of parts that get expressed, and we bring them in more and more and more as we go, yeah, that kind of works for me. This feels expansive. This feels liberating. This feels healing. I'm going to be doing more of that. I'm going to be inhabiting more of that part of me that is embracing that and embodying that. Okay, so your partner may have these kind of three responses, which is, as I said, kind of weirded out, neutral, or supportive, actually, or no, oh my God, you're kind of going crazy. All right. You may be at a different place. You may be deep down the path and you've attracted someone who isn't. Okay. And if you've attracted someone who isn't, that could potentially be a problem for you, because it's going to show up as non-support for your spiritual thing, unless they come along with you. And actually, I just heard a story from someone I know that they've had this massive awakening, huge awakening in the early 50s, and their partner hasn't, right? And so then it was this big question mark about the relationship. Do we stay together or not, and everything else? And actually, they had a big long chat about it and connected around it and everything else. And then their partner just kind of said, well, do you know what? I'm going to go along with you on this. I'm going to try and commit to this. I'm going to kind of go along this awakening journey with you. I am going to, sign up as well. And just looking at my arm there, there's sweat. Okay, that's funny. It's very hot in here. Yes, it is extremely hot. This is a silk shirt, so it should be cooling me down, which is great. But it is such that the weather here is quite changeable, and there's a particular situation here where we've been drying clothes in this room, and so it's really hot in this room. And I've been in this room doing some work, and so I'm now sweating. Okay, that's what's going on there. Anyway, back to the situation at hand. So it does depend where you are, right? And I think the thing to do, and the thing that's worked for me, and it seems to be the thing that works, is to have the difficult conversations around it. Have these difficult conversations around, hey, I'm on this awakening journey, you're not. What are we going to do about it? How is it going to work? Is it going to work? Would you like to, these are the things I'm doing. This is my position. This is my paradigm I'm in now. Would you like to join me in this? You don't have to. All right. You can stay neutral. But I would love your support around this. And that might just be not making weird comments, not being negative, not being a drag around this awakening process, and just be like, hey, instead of like having an opinion, could you instead just be like neutral and just be a witness and be a presence to it and just see what happens? Because I'm shifting and I'm changing, and that's going to make me a better person. Therefore, you're going to have a better partner, and that's awesome for you. So would you like to do that? How would that be for you to try this out with me? Right. Now you're going to know through having that conversation what the deal is. And if it's not clear in the beginning, it might become clear in a day, a week, a month, a year. Because that person, your partner, is either going to go along and go, okay, I will support, or they're going to move away in some way. So that's something to think about. Again, where you are is where you are. It's very specific to you. The other option is to go, well, hey, look, it looks like we're on different paths. And again, like I'm over here Would you like to join me on this path? This is what's going on. This is what I'm experiencing. I know it might sound crazy, but I would love you to join me too along this path, right? And then you're going to see you making that invitation to them and making it available for them to join in as well. And you can do it together, right? And join together in this and then be of support to each other. And then together you're stronger. Right. Now, that's awesome. If you can do that, that's totally awesome. The other situation is that they're like, no, you're crazy, or this is weird, or this is not whatever, this is not vibing with me. And you're going to have to go, okay, well, look, what's more important to me? My partnership, my family, or my spiritual awakening, my awakening journey? And I can't answer that for you, right? You might go, okay, I want to put my awakening on the back burner and continue with my partner and my family or whatever, right? And that's totally fine. It's all your call. It's all your call. It's totally up to you, right? You've got to work out what's the best for you. Okay, that's really important. You deciding and you owning that choice and committing to it. Okay. Now you might see that a week, a month, a year, 5 years down the line, that it's not working for you, right? That, what I thought I could do, I could just kind of put my awakening on the back burner and it's fine. It actually can't be, because I'm actually suffering now at a very deep level because I can't actually be who I am. And then, of course, then you've got to, again, have a self-reflection moment, have a truth moment, get really honest with yourself and go, okay, what needs to change here? What do I do here? Do I get support from the outside? What do I do? Do I kind of say to my partner, hey, look, I think we need to really have a chat about this again, and then dip in again and go, okay, well, like, this is what's going on for me. I can't just pretend I'm not having this awakening thing. I need your support. I would like your support. Would you like to be support for me? How about you have a try, at this awakening thing, taking responsibility for who you are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you can do that. And you can also go, well, actually, maybe this isn't going to work for me. And you can actually tell them that and go, this awakening thing is more important. And that's just the way it is, right? Because I need to honor my needs, right? And of course, that might be, you might uncover some patterns where you've just been pleasing your partner this whole time. And actually, that's not where it's at for you. That actually, you need to meet your own needs. And that's super important, right? And actually there's resentment underneath that pleasing that's going on, right? And you're actually resenting your partner because you haven't actually been attending to your own needs and being true to self. So this is where we come back to this thing about truth and being true to self. It's so, so key in everything that I do and everything that I talk about. Ultimately, got to be true to self. Really, really, really got to be true to self. And it's easy to say, not so easy to do, because there are so many levels to who we are as humans, and a lot of distortions and ways that we basically can be untrue to ourselves, right? We're kind of conditioned and programmed in Western society to not be true to ourselves in general, right? So this is a really important distinction. And if you're feeling like that's you, then perhaps we need to have a chat about it, to help you kind of like get a kind of handle on the whole thing and get some clarity, because it's a huge, big one, and you may need a lot of support, right? It's actually like it's so key to your fulfillment, to your happiness, to growth, to harmony, to income, to joy, to relationships as well. Being true to self, just so important. So if that resonates, just let me know. Try and book a call with me. Anyway, we've got this situation here. So after maybe 5 years, you kind of like come back to your partner and go, right, this is not working for me. How can we make this work? And at that point, you might, and the partner's like, no, don't want this awakening thing, don't want this thing. And at that point, you might go, okay, well, maybe this isn't working. Maybe this is goodbye. And maybe I can let this person go, right? And maybe you can find someone else who's actually going to be going along the awakening path with you and supporting you, and you supporting them in their journey, and bring back harmony, right, to your situation and self and everything else. So have a think about that. That's, that might be on the cards, right? That might be the situation. And again, I'm not advising you to do anything here. I'm just offering you some reflections. Your case is going to be very specific and unique to you. And again, if you want help with getting clarity around all of that and, looking at the specifics that you're in, then, book a call with me and we'll have a 20-minute chat and, let's get you some clarity and everything else. So here are some things that around this whole topic. If you have any reflections, questions, ideas, comments, then do feel free to put them in the comments. And this whole thing is such a huge subject, so I'm not going to be able to cover all of it here in this short video. But if you do have questions or particular themes that you'd like me to talk about, I'm happy to look at them and maybe make a video around that, because I do love making videos. Can you see? So ultimately, the ideal is that, yes, your significant other, your partner, is supporting you on your spiritual awakening journey, on your personal growth, on your healing journey. And that is much more likely to be of benefit to you and make everything work better, make more harmony happen, and also make you a better parent as well if you're a parent, and also better for your kids, right? So of course, if you've got kids in the picture, it's a very specific situation, and obviously can lead to all kinds of complications. So maximum caution if you're thinking about all of that, because there's so many factors in play here, and it's not as simple as oh, my partner doesn't support my spiritual awakening, right, that means I'm leaving him, even though I've got a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and an 11-year-old. So what? It's no, like no, right? You've got to. It's not just some blanket kind of thing. You've really got to understand that. Obviously, it's going to be obvious to a lot of people, right? So forgive me if I'm sound patronizing. I'm not. I'm just kind of making an obvious point. Being obvious to simplify the issue, to make it to make the point of that it's actually a lot more complex than that, as humans and relationships are, right? So I guess that's all I wanted to share around all of this. And for example, if you are in a relationship and you do have like 3 kids, for example, or even just a kid, it is a really, really important, point is, do we stick together if it's not working? And that's your call completely, right? And again, you may feel that actually sticking together is more important than this spiritual awakening journey you're going through, and I totally honor that. But you may feel that actually no, and it may give rise to awareness around other toxic things that might be happening, bad ways of relating, difficulty, actually things you've been avoiding, or just maybe your own bad behaviors towards your partner. And bring light to them. And so awareness is the light that we're looking for here, and awareness is key. So it's just like building that awareness, and you may see that actually it's not about the awakening thing, it's actually about something else, and actually this partner I have is actually very toxic, and I actually need to move away from them gently, but I need to move away from them, and actually I need to get my kids out of this situation. That could be a whole thing in itself, because actually they're in a toxic scenario and that's not good for them. So there's a whole other question, right? That kind of happened in my situation. That was kind of what I lived through. But it was one of those things. I ended up living with each parent at a time, and going from one to the other, and each one not loving the other one anymore and speaking bad things about them. Very confusing, very difficult for me. But those 2 humans could not be together. And also, they were both going through breakdowns. They were kind of going through breakthroughs, but really it was a breakdown. And it had to be a total meltdown for both of them before there was any kind of breakthrough. But breakthroughs did happen in both of them eventually, but it took, like a decade or 2, right? Definitely wasn't instant. And those breakthroughs, I think, are still going on, really, with my parents. So anyway, that's another subject. But hope you enjoyed the video. I know I included a lot of personal stuff in this, and yeah, would love to know how this lands for you in the comments. And yeah, again, if you want support, if you'd like some guidance, get crystal clear about who you are and the challenges you're facing right now, and activate your bigger vision for your future and expansion, then do book a call with me using the link provided in the description. All right, I've been Jody Deane. Love you lots. Stay awake, stay great, stay graceful. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe and smash that notification bell to get the latest notifications of update videos and everything else. All right. Blessings to you. Bye for now.